Hello, welcome and welcome back to the Peppers and Glow podcast. My name is Pamela, your host, and today we're doing another wedding talk, and I've got a guest in studio. Super excited to have her. But before I introduce her, I'd like you to please comment and like this video, because when you comment or when you like, it tells the algorithm to push the video to more people to see. I know you like the content, so I'm asking you to please like, comment, share, and all the social media goodies. So let me introduce my guest. Her name is Domiana. She's a bit shy. Welcome to the Peppers and Glow podcast. Would you please introduce yourself?
Okay, so my name is Domiana. She said it already, and I'm into corporate, and I've been married for the past 6 years now.
So, Domiana, before I dive deep into the wedding talk, I would like to ask a few icebreaker questions. So, the first question would be, what's your favorite color and why?
Okay, I'll say it's black, and
Okay.
anything that is nude, like anything
Nude.
that is not too colorful, that is my favorite color.
So, you don't like pop of colors, or why do you like black and nude?
I
neutral
don't
colors?
like colors that are too loud, like something that is too colorful, you know? You
Why?
know, when you wear red, it's like, ooh, it's all red everywhere.
Why? Is it because you don't want to be picked out from a crowd, or why is it?
Yeah, it's more or less like not to be spotted. You know, if you're wearing colorful colors and maybe you are in the crowd also.
Yeah.
So it's easier for somebody just to pick and say this Domiana. So I prefer to wear something that is more natural.
Are you trying to tell me that you don't like to stand out in crowds?
Yeah,
Okay.
I prefer, you know.
Is that why you're wearing black today?
Yes. I 90% of my clothing is black.
Ah, interesting. But black is a very beautiful color, I think, because you can dress it up with a lot of
Anything, yeah.
exactly.
You can match it with
Okay,
anything.
I'm wearing black. You're wearing black as well. Okay.
Yeah.
The other icebreaker question would be, what's your morning routine like? What's the first thing you do when you wake up?
The first thing I do every morning after reading the Bible, of course.
And prayer.
Yeah. So I put on Bishop Macedo. So there's these daily messages that is every day being broadcast. So I listen to it every day before I get in the shower and the time when I'm getting ready, preparing myself to go to work. So just to prepare my mind as well for the day. So yeah.
Interesting. Are you a morning person or are you like a night person?
I'll say I'm more of a night person. Morning time, no. I struggle to get out of bed. But sleeping, when it comes to nighttime, I struggle. I'm more like, 3 a.m., 4 day. That is.
You are still up?
Yeah.
12 o'clock, you're still up?
I cannot sleep
before 12.
Before 12. Unless maybe I'm not feeling well. Otherwise, I can't. I'm more of a night person.
Okay, meaning you are more productive at night, right? Like
Yeah.
you get everything done when you wake up. I mean, if you're struggling to wake up at 6 or 5, I understand, because you go to bed late, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm more like, I do most of my things at night. I can read at night. I can do my assignment at night.
Yeah.
I can stay up all night with so much energy. But then when it comes to morning time,
Okay, so let us get into the wedding talk itself. Tell me, what was your first impression when you saw and met your husband? Were you like, oh wow, this is my husband? Or were you like,
no.
You didn't have any?
No. The first day I saw him, I was like, no.
Nah.
Yeah, not for me.
Why is it though?
You know, as a person name, you have your own ways.
Yeah.
So I had these things in mind already, like,
This is what I want.
the image, everything, It's like tick box. But then for me, I was like, no, it's cross. So the first impression, no, it was not good.
So that was okay. Then how did it come from not good to you guys liking each other and starting to date? Or maybe tell us, how was your love story? How did you guys start talking or started liking each other? Can you please tell us from the beginning? Please, we have the whole day.
When they say the other person is probably doing something else that you don't even know. You see, you think you are the one in control, but We are not in control of the universe, man. We know that there is God. And the moment that you probably think like, no, it's not the one, you don't even know what the person is doing on the other side. Probably praying day and night. So I don't even know how I started liking the person from 0 to, to 100. So it just happened to a point that, every day I'm just, admiring the person, like, okay, I think I like him. You go back and see the picture, like,
Who
why? And then you're
approached
like,
who?
it was actually him who approached me.
When he approached you, were you at 100 or were you still at 20 or were you getting there?
No, when he approached me the first day, no, it was still at 0.
Okay.
My mind was made up.
Yeah.
Not him. But as time goes by, butterflies and the rest is history.
No, we want to know. How was it? No, we want to know. Want to know how was it like? How did he come with chocolate, or what did he do? How did he approach? Did you like how he approached you, or how did you come from 0 to 100? Because you said even when he approached you, you didn't like him. So how did it come from 0 to 100? Did it go straight to 100, or did you come to 20, 30, 40 until you got to 100?
It was like a process.
Okay.
When you're building a castle. So it was like that. So it started like, okay, the day he met me, okay, it was 0. Then, maybe months, I think 3 months passed. But within those 3 months, you pass the person every day, and you're like, okay. But then you're like, it's not what I have in mind. But there's just this thing, man, like pulling you every day, like pressing, like.
Was that after he approached you or before?
It was after he approached me, because before he approached, I never think of it. I never thought of him. I didn't even used to see him like much as after he approached me. It's like now every corner is there. You walk this way is there. You do this is there. So after he approached me, that's now how the process started. It's like sometimes you see him, then maybe you're like, maybe it's him, maybe it's not him. There's always that thing, and then you go around, check like a picture, or he does something that maybe amuses you. Then you're like, okay, I think I like what he did today. But then in your mind, you're just like, no, it's not the one. But there's just that thing, man. Like,
that is pulling.
That is pulling. Like, he's, even if you are in denial, you want this type. Your checkbox says this, but then this one is like this. Something is missing. Then you're like, no, I cannot have this because 2 of my tick box, is not tick. But God has His ways, and
So how did you come to a point where like, okay, fine, we can start talking or we can start dating? How did you come to that point? When did you realize that, okay, I can give this guy a chance or a try?
I think it came to a point where we were talking, because I remember, I think I gave him 3 months of not talking, like we don't talk. But then after 3 months, we started talking. Talk on the phone, you talk in person, and then you start developing a little bit of liking the person, and then as time passes by, you move from liking to loving the person. So that's how it happened.
How did you know that he was the one, like the one for you? What did he do, or what was there? Why did you know that he was the one for you?
Okay, as much as sometimes we're in denial, like, yes, there's that moment, the process where at first you're like, not him, not him. But then there's always that voice, at the back of your mind. Like, he's actually the one, like you've been praying that, my God, I need a man of God. So there he is in front of you. So it was just a matter of time for me to listen. Either it was for me to listen to my own voice or to listen to the voice of God. And also, you see, as time passes, you start seeing the qualities, that draws to
that
him.
are aligning to your values.
Even though the other two boxes are not ticked, they still, some even extras that are not even in your other box. So that's how, and then all of a sudden, it just
you're planning a wedding.
Yeah, and then you're like, truly, it's him.
Aww.
This is the one he's meant for. He's meant for me.
Oh, how was the wedding planning like for you?
My wedding planning was. It wasn't. I'll not say they did it. It wasn't good or it wasn't bad, but it was just too much. Literally too much. Yeah, because I even remember when I was planning on getting my dress. The first dress didn't go well, so I had to think of another plan to get a second dress.
Okay.
But it was just too much.
What was not going well? Is it the suppliers, or did you change the design of your look, or what was not going well?
The suppliers.
Okay.
Like the first
supplier.
The first dress was
okay, because I thought you changed the design that you initially wanted, and then you decided to change because
it came as disaster. Like literally, it's not the design I wanted, and also the way it's made. It's just not my taste.
Okay.
So I had to think of another way to bring the second.
How many days did you have, or what's the time frame did you have from the wedding to finding out that this is not the design that you want? Did you have enough time?
Yeah, I had sort of maybe 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 or 4 months, because.
So you planned well in advance. Yeah. How many months did you have to plan your wedding entirely?
6 months.
6 months, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 6 months in total.
That's a good number to plan, yeah. But the dress came through, right? In the end, the second option was fine, right?
The second option, at the end of the day, it came out right. It came out fine. But there were still some type of hiccups. Like it didn't arrive on the day that I needed it to arrive. So I think by the time that the dress arrived, I had like days to my wedding. Okay. And still, when it came, I still had to go and do the
adjustments
on the dress, and also put a bit of details that were not there. So you can imagine already, you are thinking about, I'm getting married in a week, and you are still having stories to sort. Yeah, so it was quite a lot.
Let me ask this. How was wedding planning for the both of you, on his side and your side? Did it bring you closer, or were you disagreeing a lot?
As a lady, or as a growing up, you are not told, like, as when you're getting married, there's a lot to do that is expected from you. Yeah. So in my mind, there was just, just a dress, and shoes and hairstyles, but it's not simple as it looks. It's not just about, I'm getting a dress. It takes more effort. Like, it needs you to plan things in order. So for me, that was the whole thing of planning things. I didn't know what is expected of me. Even the bouquet for the bride, it came at the last minute. It's things that I have to learn, like, in the process. So as well for him, he was as well, doing planning and doing all this. He's responsible. Okay, he needs to run around, get rings and suits, and so it was also something new, because it's also stressful, because every day something comes up. Every day something comes up, and you are just alone. You are the only person, so it was too much for both of us.
And your maid of honor?
I had a maid of honor, but
or any other relative, or somebody that was close, that could.
I didn't really have.
Was I at your wedding?
Nah, I don't remember.
I still don't remember.
No, I don't think so.
Why was I not at your wedding? Why didn't you invite me to your wedding?
I did. I came to eat the cake at your house before the wedding.
You can't eat cake at my house?
Yes, you made me a cake to eat before my wedding.
Oh, and I didn't come to the wedding.
Ah, no, I don't remember seeing you there.
When you were planning the wedding, did you have a wedding planner?
I didn't.
Okay. Did you have like at least somebody who's, how do I say, helping you, or just somebody that you could rely on and be like, you know what, there's something that needs to be done. Let me contact Pam, or let me contact this person.
Not really.
Do you have friends?
Not really. Sort of, but
Okay. It makes a lot of sense because you said
yeah.
you're an introvert. Can I say that?
Yeah, an introvert. Because the thing is, I had maybe two people,
Okay.
and then there was one who, okay,
But
she
they also
did,
have their lives.
yeah,
Okay.
especially if somebody's working 8 to 5,
Yeah.
and then let me say maybe two weeks for me to go get
Yeah.
married. I'm off from work. Okay, I have time, but
But
for the
they
other
don't have
people,
time.
it's
Yeah.
8 to 5. So by the time
Yeah.
they come from work, it's just probably 2 hours, 1 hour for them to do
Yeah.
whatever that is needed
Did you have a
from
makeup
them.
artist?
Yeah, I had a trial before
Okay,
the date
beautiful.
for the
Okay,
wedding. Yeah, because
okay.
I was more I was more concerned. Like, sometimes you get makeup artists
On the day.
on the day, but then it turns out the person puts all these product on your face that don't even go along with your face, and then it all
I think it's
looks.
because you're naturally not a makeup person,
Yeah, I'm
right?
not naturally
So,
a makeup
okay,
person.
one could understand the concerns as well.
Yeah, so
So,
I was like, let me get before and see if her work is good, then I'll proceed.
yeah.
So yeah, it was quite good.
I'm glad to hear. At
Yeah.
least we have something positive.
Yeah.
Did you have a photographer?
I had a photographer, but
Let's not get in there.
yeah.
Did you have cake at your wedding?
I didn't.
Why? Is it something
Because
like it's not a must, or you're like,
no,
I don't need it?
the whole thing, like from the beginning, we didn't really plan on having reception.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, something
Okay.
happened, and then they're
Okay.
like, no, have a bit
Okay.
of
Something.
reception.
Yeah.
But it was the very last minute. So for you to run around and get a bakery,
Okay.
so we only had a small reception, but there was no cake. There was no
Okay.
cutting cake.
No, it makes a lot of sense because
Yeah.
your initial plan was not to have a wedding reception, right?
Yeah.
You just wanted to get married, and after your wedding, you go for honeymoon, or you go do life,
Yeah.
no wedding reception. You guys are brave, eh?
Yeah.
Like, not. Then you guys have money. What did you use the money for if you did not have a whole big reception? You know how we go all out?
No, because you see, the whole thing from the beginning was just, yeah. There was a lot of obstacles,
Okay.
Yeah, so we had to end with the conclusion of not having a reception.
Okay.
But then, yes, uncle insisted. They made something small for us, and yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
It was beautiful. On the day of your wedding, how was the morning like? How did you wake up? Did you like, were you like a princess? I'm getting married to my man, or how are you feeling like?
I know we see that in movies.
It's not in real life, right?
Nah.
How was it
Okay,
like for you?
so that morning, all the stress now came crumbling down on
Down.
me. Because I remember I called a friend of mine, and I was literally breaking down because I think, you see, when it's that day, the day has finally arrived.
Arrived.
I think reality just
Chicks,
hits, like, you know what? Am I actually gonna get married? Not the fact that you're afraid to get married, but it's just the fact that, okay, so from today I'm actually gonna be married. So it's reality that hits in. But otherwise, yeah, it was the other things of butterflies, and I do see them in movies, but for me it didn't happen. It's the opposite.
No, like preparation, like you know how people take baths in the morning and just. Did you have your friends, family there with you, or did you get dressed on your own?
I had friends. I think there were two friends that came.
Were they part of the bridal party as well? Like, with the
No,
did you have bridesmaids?
No, I didn't have. I only had not a bridesmaid, I would say as a maid of honor.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I didn't have bridesmaid, but I had two people that came to
Okay.
dress.
Yeah.
But morning, it was just basically it was normal. Like it was a normal day apart from the crying, reality
You
hitting me.
cried?
Yeah, I was just like, whoa, I don't know, when everything hits, like the day becomes like it's a
So
different
real.
day.
Yeah.
Apart from, when it's weeks away to the wedding,
Yeah.
you get these butterflies, you are happy, you are all over. But this morning on this day that I got married, didn't happen.
Meh.
Yeah.
I should say you had a different wedding, eh? Like
Yeah.
I've never seen any wedding. Oh, you just different.
I think, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's a good trait to have. But also the fact that you cried. Okay, it shows there's
Mm,
humanity in me.
mm.
How was the day like for you? So after getting dressed, how are you feeling? On your way to the church, how was it like for you?
From there,
Mm.
I
After
was
getting dressed?
I was actually worried, like,
Uh,
what if I become too nervous?
mm.
How am I gonna stand on the altar? But to my surprise, everything went well. Like
Ah,
I was even shocked,
calm.
to myself, like, am I really the one that is standing on the altar? People normally say, no,
You
when you
forget.
are there on the altar,
Uh,
you are shaking,
uh,
you are all over. But no, for me, I was just normal.
uh.
Like the day is passing by, amen, I'm getting married. Let's hit the road. So I was surprised, like, okay,
You surprised
yeah,
yourself.
because I was like, am I actually the one that is standing so straight and normal,
Mm. The nerves
looking,
are
even
gone.
looking at the people in their eyes, like it's just normal. But because I was worried, like, what if I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna be all shaky?
Uh-huh.
Because that's what people say. But it didn't happen to
Did you
me.
like when you were on the altar? Did how do I say? You know when they say you don't remember anything the pastor says on that day.
Hmm.
You don't remember where you like blank or something like that, or where you like in the moment, or you had every word the pastor said.
I won't say I remember,
Uh,
but it it,
you
it,
were the
it was so
present.
fast.
Okay.
It's like a movie that replayed, like then everything is done. It was so fast to a point that I couldn't remember. The only thing I remember was I was standing on the altar.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I remember Bishop said something about marriage, but the
Uh-huh.
next thing I'm down. People are celebrating, everything was done. It
Uh,
was so fast, like.
After that, you're done, you're married, a whole married woman from
Mm-hmm,
single to married
mm-hmm.
woman. Because I'm saying this because you're saying you're a bit worried or when you're
Yeah.
thinking about it. So how was
Mm-hmm,
it like for you then when the bishop, right? When the
mm-hmm,
bishop said you are now husband and wife, how was
mm-hmm.
it like for you?
No, I was, you know, mixed feelings.
Okay.
You are happy,
Mm-hmm.
and you're asking yourself, okay,
What next?
am I, it's done. Okay, it's done. You're asking yourself, is it really done? You have to pinch yourself and say, okay, the day is really over.
Uh,
On that, when it's that day for you to get married, there's just
mm,
one thing, like, you just can't wait for it to be over, because it's like you coming to get married is like it comes with all the stress, with all but the moment that the bishop and says you are now husband and wife,
uh,
oh, everything is gone. It's like you're so something left your shoulder.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a
You're
fresh
more
or breath.
calmer
Yeah, you are
now.
more calmer.
Ah.
You are not worried about anything else because it's done.
It's
It's finally
done.
done. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Like whatever comes, we don't care. Us, we are
yeah,
married.
husband and wife.
Us, I like it. Husband and wife. What was the most memorable thing at your wedding?
I'll say um, it's still in my mind.
Uh,
The day, the day that we walked on the altar
uh,
on that day, and just seeing, the faces of people, how they were cheering, how they were happy, and also just at that moment when the bishop says you're now husband and wife, it just hits in you like,
I'm a
okay,
married woman.
yeah, I'm a married woman. So it's one of the memorable day, like just that part, it being done. The moment they say now you can walk on the altar, the people that are
Down the
about to get married, please walk on the altar. And as I said, it was very fast. So
What do you mean the people? Oh, you guys got married like as a collective. A lot of
yeah,
people got married on the
yeah, we're
same
like
day.
I think 8 couples.
Oh,
We got married on the
oh.
same day. So the moment you say walk, and then
Uh,
you walk on
so
the
does the
altar,
first couple walked and then the
yeah,
second couple and then
yes,
the, oh,
yeah,
that
and I
one is
think us were the
beautiful.
first couple, and yeah,
You're not nervous. You're like, I'm
no,
getting
no, I
married.
just like okay, I surprised myself actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
Knowing you, I'm glad to hear you say that. Yeah. Oh, that was beautiful, eh?
Yeah, it was.
A collective. Okay,
Mm.
beautiful. What was the funniest thing that you can remember at your wedding?
You know, one of the most funniest thing I'll say.
Uh-huh.
Do you know that I don't even have a wedding picture? Reason being, none is like none of the pictures that my husband could actually pose for a good picture. It's either he was talking or he was laughing or he was looking somewhere else. Up until this day, I've been looking and looking. I came out so well,
Uh-huh.
but it's either him he's talking or he's looking somewhere else.
I guess that's what you get from marrying an extrovert. It's like you guys are two opposites. Like you're an introvert and then he's an extrovert.
Yes,
But I think you're turning to be an extrovert.
sort of. Yeah, I
You
think
are
yeah,
because I've seen you come out of your shell. Big, I'll be like, the two shall
yeah,
become one.
yeah. I think because of him, it's yeah, it's putting me out there. So
Which are you
yeah,
liking it though?
yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, it's very good. You should see those pictures, but yeah.
Why don't you guys do a reshoot then?
I was actually thinking of it, like maybe to wear my wedding dress,
Are you still
and
fitting your
then
wedding dress?
I don't even know where it is
Oh, okay.
to start with. So yeah,
No,
so
you can get like a beautiful white outfit, like a beautiful one, and then he gets to wear a suit as well, go for a photo shoot. Then you can start using those instead of
all the pictures that I'm looking at the camera, he's either looking out or he's talking or something else. So that's why I have none of them. The cameraman did send them to me, but I
yeah,
can't use them.
use them.
Yeah, because they don't look. Either I
Yeah,
look good and then
he doesn't, and
yeah,
I mean it's the both of you.
yeah, it has to be two.
Looking back, yeah, at planning your wedding, is
Mhm.
there anything that you would do differently?
Yeah, definitely.
Uh-huh.
I'll say if I were like
Uh-huh.
okay, wedding is done.
Uh-huh.
Definitely, if I were to make maybe an anniversary, maybe for 10 or 15 years,
Uh-huh.
I would prefer to have someone to, doing all the preparations. And
Getting
I'm
a
not,
wedding planner.
yeah, and I'm not just saying this because I'm speaking to a wedding planner,
Mm-hmm.
but it's something that I've come to realize it's very important because you as a bride, you are getting married, you already have, families to attend to and stuff like that. So you don't have time to have all these
Things to
arrangements when
attend
it
to,
comes
yeah.
to
Yeah.
dresses, cakes, whatever that you
Yeah.
need for your wedding day.
Mm.
So it's always advisable, to have someone doing it on your behalf
Yeah.
according to how you want it to be, just
Yes.
to take off some stress. So
Of
if
your
I could
shoulders.
go back, I
Uh-huh.
would definitely have a wedding
Okay.
planner.
So
Just
you said 10
yes,
years, right? So
yeah,
you're married for
6 years
6 years,
now.
right? So we have 4 more years to go.
Yes,
Then we are doing a whole
yes,
anniversary.
the
Yeah.
whole shooting.
But even though before that, before we get to the anniversary, I think you guys should still do a photo shoot, like a anniversary photo shoot where you get to dress white or just dress beautifully, also wear the stars. Then you get a good camera person, go for makeup, get dolled up, and then just have um what pictures.
Yeah,
Apart from a wedding planner, what else would you do differently?
I think going back on that day,
Uh-huh.
apart from a wedding planner, I don't think there's any other
Anything.
thing that I want to
Okay.
change because everything went according to how I wanted it to be,
Hmm.
except the stress and the crying, of course. But
And also
otherwise,
maybe taking pictures, like have
yeah,
proper
maybe
pictures.
just I should have maybe just a little bit maybe warn my husband, like, when you see a cameraman, smile to the
Like whenever he's passing by, whatever you're doing, stop and just smile.
So it's either the cameraman comes, takes a picture, and then he's busy telling someone, yeah, go there, or yeah.
No, but
So,
the
yeah.
cameraman is also supposed to be like, let's take a proper picture and just.
It was a whole thing. Like, it has so many people.
Oh, it's a lot of people with one person.
I know. We
all
had,
of you had one. All 8 of you had one camera person.
know we had our own cameraman, but the fact that the people are too many,
a lot,
it was full,
and the church,
in the church, and then even if you're outside and you are on they put a
backdrop
where people could take pictures.
Yeah,
there's always someone somewhere speaking
at the photo booth.
Yeah. So he could hardly get good pictures apart from me. Women, we have this speciality. We like pictures, so that's why it was so easy for me to have a good one. But yeah,
maybe I think you're supposed to warn him and be like, the camera person.
Yeah. So next time, yeah.
What advice would you give to a couple that is planning their wedding?
Advice. Okay, what I'll give to them is, just not to be too overwhelmed with your wedding. And if you really want your wedding to go in according to your ways, how you want it, you have to have someone that is there to help you. And it's not just a person. It's different when you say my friend will come help me, or my mate of honor will come help me. There's a lot of things that are involved when it comes to wedding to make it a proper planning for your wedding. So you need a wedding planner, and there's a reason why they are called wedding planner, because they know what is wedding all about and what involves for someone to be a wedding planner. Because if you say, no, I have a friend to come and help me, your friend will help you according to her being your friend, not because she's
and also high level, also not knowing that a lot of things that are involved, there are a lot of things that are involved in planning a wedding, right? It's not only the dress, the bride's look. We talk about schedules, we talk about everything, all the suppliers, everything that involves planning a wedding. So I understand. But also, and I like the fact that you said they shouldn't be overwhelmed with that, because weddings can be very overwhelming, because it's not just planning the wedding, it's family, and also you yourself preparing yourself to be a wife, to be all that. So it's a lot of things, and it just comes down, like you said, it came down and it hit on the day of the wedding. So
so you can imagine all that on your shoulder.
Yes,
quite a lot. Just to so just for you just to be at ease, it's better to have somebody who's handling that weight than you yourself. Because it's your wedding. You need a little bit of weight off your shoulder just to be happy, because all the stress and it can also bring some bit of just negativity, or it affects you in a certain way. Because when it comes to wedding, you already have family members to handle. On top of it, you still have your wedding to plan. So wedding planner, definitely.
Can I ask you something? What is the one thing that surprised you most about marriage?
I'll say, and this is one thing that I was speaking about yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a kitchen person.
Yeah.
I don't like kitchen. I don't like the cook. So yesterday I was even talking about it, telling my cousin, like, just so you know, don't be surprised, because you have to be in the kitchen doing the cooking. So that is one thing, because I was the person, I don't like kitchen, I don't like cooking. Give me something else, but not kitchen.
So what surprised you? Was it the fact that you surprised yourself that you can cook, or you can be in the kitchen?
The fact that when you are married, it's like you have to be in the kitchen almost every day. And also, even if you are not forced to be there, it's just that you have to be there. You need to give dinner to your family, so it's just in you. So I never thought I'll be someone who's always in the kitchen.
Did you have any marriage talk before your wedding?
I had a few here and there, yeah.
And being in the kitchen wasn't one of them.
You know, when someone is telling you something, and when it comes to practice, it's totally two different things.
I know. I know. I'm sure you had a lot of advice before getting married,
Yes.
especially if you tell somebody you're getting married. Everybody wants to give their 2 cents, right?
Yes.
And then you're like, yeah. And then
Yeah.
when it comes to actual doing
Action, you're like, okay, so it's like this. So it's totally two different things.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What did you learn about yourself?
I would say that one thing that I came to discover when it comes to myself is how persistent I can be when it comes to cleaning.
You're like OCD.
I won't call it OCD. That is now the definition of sugar.
Okay.
But for myself, I can't be in the house and I'm seeing they send there or
Yeah.
I can't. It just
Bothers you.
Yeah, it bothers me so much.
That's OCD. It is. I mean, there are people who cannot just sit knowing that my hair is probably skew like this.
Yeah.
To them, it just bothers them.
Yeah.
Are you like that when it comes to cleaning?
Yeah, and on top of it, I got
OCD.
myself a dog, and this dog is very hairy. Like it makes hairs all over, at the front before you enter the house. So sometimes I have to buy time. Well, I need to go to work, but there's just this hair all over. So I need to sweep off this hair before I go. So it surprised me. I never thought I'm this extent. Only now when I live with someone that I know. So this really, it disturbs me in a way. Yeah.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
What's the one thing that you have learned, that you are learning or discovering, you have seen in your parents or your mom, traits or character or something that you have seen your mom and now you're doing it yourself? I don't know if I'm phrasing it right.
Yeah, I'll probably say too independent.
Too independent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your mom was independent. Now you're also being independent.
Yeah, I can literally fix a tap myself. Yeah, but I'm too independent. I don't need to wait, I need to fix the pipe. I need to fix the cupboard. If it's broken, I can just screw it in.
But doesn't that offend your husband though?
No, he live with somebody. He has passed by. You come to learn how the person is.
Okay, so he has studied you and he's like, okay, this is how my wife.
If my wife wants to fix,
let her fix.
Yeah.
To keep the peace. And he's a gentleman.
Yeah. So that's how my mother is. So I'm seeing it now in me as well.
Yeah, because I was thinking the other day, you're like, how is it like things my mom used to do, I'm doing also now? Why? So I'm like, is it like this with everybody or is it just me? That's why I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
And how do you keep the spark going between the two of you? How do you still keep it at 100? Remember, you came from 0 to 100. How do you still keep it at 100?
I'll say him. I got a husband who doesn't take things very serious.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm more of
Are you the serious one?
A and B is B. So he's the opposite. He let you be A, but that's what makes us even. So that's basically it, because when you're not the same, when you're not alike, things works for better. But then if you are the same, then it's hard for things to work, because I'm more of A, and he doesn't take things too serious. So that's what makes it easy, because one moment, let me say, I'm too serious or I'm taking things too serious, but for him, it's like it's just he's taking it like it's a joke, and then he leaves you with what obviously at the end of the day you have to kiss up and make up.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it more, because
interesting between the two of you, because it's two dynamics.
Because I bring in the other personality,
and he brings in the other personality
to break down the other personality.
And together you are like, beautiful. Ah, really? And I'm saying beautiful because I've seen. I've seen. I've seen him and I've seen you, and I'm like, yeah. And you are turning more to this side. I'm like, are you happy that you took the decision to give the guy a chance?
Yeah, I won't change it for a
Yeah.
thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it was the
You're happy
best
with the
decision.
decision that you have made?
I'll definitely say yes. I wouldn't
Oh, so
trade it or I wouldn't go back.
nice.
Excuse
Thank
me for my
you.
voice.
I remember, I think was another love walk
Mm.
where when they were giving messages, and then
Oh yeah, I
and then he
remember.
asked, like, one of the things I remember, he said, like, I love you the way you are. I'm like, oh, that is so sweet. And I saw you
Yeah.
all blushing. And then because I was looking at you the whole time, and you were looking at me, but at the same time, I'm like,
Yeah, because I was like, I hope it's not the message from you. And
is
it's
that
like,
what
I
you
have
said
no
to him?
idea. Yeah, it's like, I have no idea who wrote it.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's his message.
I loved it. I really loved it so much. And the only thing that I got is that I love you the way you are.
Mhm.
Love that.
Yeah.
Like, he wouldn't change anything, even though you are
A is A.
A is A,
Yeah.
black and white. For him, is like,
Yeah.
this is my person.
Mhm.
Oh, interesting. Can I ask you, not wedding related, ne? What was the best advice somebody has ever given to you?
I'll say that in life,
Uh-huh.
don't ever follow the crowd.
Uh-huh.
Don't ever rely on people's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that I always carry on up until today.
Mm-hmm.
I still give it to my cousins, to my sisters, that
Mm-hmm.
just because somebody tells you that I was given a no and it's also a no for you, it doesn't mean that you as well you give it a no,
Mm-hmm.
because you are two different people and you
Mm-hmm.
have two different personality, and also you cannot rely on the word of a man.
Mm-hmm.
You see, because they don't determine when it comes to things. It's only God that has a say, so no one else. They can get a no, but for you doesn't mean you get a no.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Why do you think it makes a lot of sense to you? Why do you think it's the best out of all advices that you have heard? Why do you think that one made a lot of sense to you?
Because one thing that I've learned is that persistency changes things, and persistency also changes people's minds. There can be an office where somebody has entered, and them coming out, they got a no. But then it doesn't mean that you going
When you go
in,
in,
you
you're still
receive the
gonna know.
same answer,
Mm-hmm.
because it all depends on how persistent are you
Mm-hmm.
and what is your motive. Because it's one thing that I don't even like when someone comes to me and say, no, I went and then I found this person and the person said. I always say, what did the owner what did the owner actually say?
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me the person said, because the person that told you is not the one in control. And this
Mm-hmm.
is something even I can even say it now. Like when it comes to my cousin, there was a day she came to Windhoek, she applied for vet, medical doctor for animals.
Yeah.
She went to the office. She wanted to change a course. She wanted to do she wanted to do dentistry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, heading to the office, she found a colleague or a schoolmate.
Yeah.
She told the no, professor said the list is
It's
full.
full,
There are no
yeah.
more taking. She came to tell me, no, I was there, and I asked her, who did you speak to?
Yeah.
No, I spoke to my friend was coming out, and she said, I
It's
said, we
full.
don't live with the word of I. She said,
Yeah.
you need to get the answer from the person themselves.
Yeah.
So I sent her
Back.
back.
Uh-huh.
And out of it, her going back,
Uh-huh.
she actually ended up in the list where they
Ah.
say that it's full. So I don't live with it. It's one thing that even if I heard you saying, no, my friend said, I don't buy it, and it's one thing that I don't even like it, because that is the word of your friend or it's the word of your colleague,
Yeah.
but it doesn't determine the final destination of
And
the
words
word.
carry a lot of weight, hey?
Yes.
So
So I
yeah.
don't go with who said.
Mm.
Always persistence for
Is she
me is
still
the key.
studying though?
She
studying?
finished today. She's a graduate now. Yeah.
Beautiful. A whole doctor.
Yeah, I know. And most
I imagine if she had not listened to you and then went back, and then she wouldn't have been where she is right now. Knowing that it's what she wanted to do.
It's always one thing. That is the only thing that most of the time I always tell people: never rely on people's words. Go and find out, because you cannot say no. I have faith, I believe, but you go halfway.
Yeah.
Why not just go all the way
to the end, to the source itself?
Yes.
The owner.
And it's one thing that I've seen. It's what I do in life, and it's one thing that I see results because I don't. I can be in a group of friends and they'll say, "No, they said," but in me, I'll be like, "For you," but for me, no, it didn't say. Yeah.
And then you'll go really far, hey?
Yeah.
It's that you really go far. That's also good advice, hey? Really, really, really good advice. To be persistent.
Yeah.
And not listen to whatever everybody is saying.
Because that is their words.
Because those are their words.
Yeah.
They're not the final words.
They're not the final words.
Thank you so much, Domiana, once again for coming to have a conversation with me and sharing your beautiful love story. I mean, every love story is beautiful because every love story is unique. I believe so. So thank you so much for sharing your love story.
It was a pleasure.
So with that said, everybody, see you next week. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.